There is only one place in the whole of the British Isles to have an exclamation mark as part of its official name. I refer, of course, to the village of Westwood Ho, in Devon, which was named, punctuation included, after the novel by Charles Kingsley. Neither the book nor the village should be confused with Westwood Ho, which is what preposterous Radio 1 DJ and hip-hop guru Tim Westwood calls a special kind of lady. Attentive readers might remember that in chapter 13, I asked if there were any Tims in the world who were not mild-mannered and softly spoken. You might be thinking that Tim Westwood proves that there are. I beg to differ. I simply refuse to believe that he really talks like that. As many other people have pointed out before me, he is an upper-middle-class white man from Lowestoft whose father was the Bishop of Peterborough. The real Tim Westwood is surely mild-mannered and softly spoken. Adding an exclamation mark to a place name is like giving it Botox. It doesn't matter what sentence you write, Westwood Ho in, the words always look surprised to be there. But if exclamation marks are allowed, I think a few other places should consider adding them to their names too. First on my list would be the Cardiff suburb Splot. If ever a word demanded an exclamation mark, it is that one. Splot! You see, it just looks right, doesn't it? The last time I played a game in Cardiff, it had been a very profitable game of poker. However, there was no money at stake today. It was a good job too. I didn't fancy my chances. Today's game was a game of skill. It was a game I'd played before, but not for more than 20 years. And even then, I was rubbish. Today's game was Subutio. My opponent, Ron, had given me very strict instructions not to arrive before 1:30 p.m. So I killed a bit of time wandering around the streets of densely packed terraced houses, marvelling at the amount of stone cladding on display. A house with stone cladding is normally the aberration, but not in Splot. In Splot, it was very much the norm. I saw as many as 10 houses in a row standing behind fake stone shells. It was as if the residents had thought, well, maybe if we all do it, people might think it's real. But an unclad brick house would always pop up eventually to give the game away. I'm surprised there aren't midnight raids to clad the deniers against their wishes and bring whole streets into line. Good morning, you've been splotted. Some people had even painted the stones in gaudy colours, often with an equally gaudy but contrasting colour for the posts, lintels and coins. It didn't disguise the stone cladding at all. Instead it highlighted it and showed it for what it was. Maybe that's the point. Maybe it's a brash confession, a new owner saying, look, the house might be stuck with this stone cladding, but at least I'm not trying to pretend it's real, okay? Ron's house was also stone clad. I'd have been almost disappointed if it hadn't been, but unpainted. Aha, Dave Gorman, he said as he opened the door. Very good timing, I've just put the kettle on, you'll be having tea, will you? He didn't hang around to hear my answer, just turned and headed back towards the kitchen, his voice trailing behind him as he went, come in, milk and sugar, is it? He was spry for a man in his late 50s. He was in the kitchen before I'd so much as crossed the threshold. Did you want sugar? He asked. I found my way into the kitchen. He was standing with a heaped teaspoonful of the sweet stuff, poised and ready to go, his eyebrows raised, awaiting my answer. No thanks, I said, just milk, tart. Fair dues. He handed me my mug and then sweetened his own tea by adding first 1, then 2, then 3 spoons of sugar. He stirred it vigorously, sipped it, and then added a 4th for luck. So, he said, Subutio? Yes, I said, Subutio. In his Welsh accent, the word took on a very distinct sound, a sort of clipped Sir Booty Ho. If Sir Booty Ho isn't one of Tim Westwood's friends, then it obviously should. Instinctively, I found myself wanting to copy his pronunciation. Otherwise, it sounded like we were talking about 2 different things. But I resisted the urge, and so Sir Booty Ho and Subutio it was. Do you play? He asked, pushing his wire-frame specs back up to the bridge of his nose. No, I said, not really. I did, as a kid. I took a sip of tea. My life, it was sweet. Either he'd stirred a spoonful of sugar in before I'd made it into the kitchen, or this was an unwashed mug from an earlier 4-spoon cuppa. Or maybe every mug in the house had been exposed to so much sugar over the years that they themselves were now sweet. I'm sure you'll pick it up again, he said. Follow me.